says, wait a minute, five's not an even number. And I've kind of noticed that watching it again, that Hercules has kind of an X-Men mutant story in a way, or at least the adolescence of a mutant, where he sort of feels like he's an outcast. And they say geek, more like, uh, and and I like how he says we've got five, and he says three is an even number. So then he waits by the cart, and the frisbee comes into his direction, and he goes and says, "I got it, I got it, I got it." And then when he gets it, he actually hits his head on a column. The column starts to jingle back and forth, and Hercules tries is like uh-oh, and he tries to save the uh, cart. Hercules is trying to catch the frisbee. He catches the frisbee, but he hits the column, and because of his strength, the columns start to wibble wobble, and as they're wibbling wobbling, they start a domino effect where all uh, uh, the wibble wobble starts to crumble, and they go all around the uh, the area, but it nearly stops right where the cart or the vase guy is, and luckily for him that that it didn't stop his shop from being destroyed, and then Hercules kind of trips and falls right into the uh, the guy's shop, and this breaks all his pots everywhere. And as the damage of what happened kind of unravels, he actually picks up the flying disc, and the kid says, "Thanks a lot, Hercules." And Antheperion is like, "Son, what happened?" And then we hear this man yell. It says, "I that's the last straw, Antheperion." And everyone's like, "That boy is a menace. He's too dangerous to be around normal people." So it does have that X-Men feel if you think about it. Um, so anyway, like, that's the last straw, and everyone kind of starts pointing fingers at him, saying, "That boy is a menace. He's too dangerous to be around normal people." And Threphrion is like, "Look, he didn't mean any harm. He just doesn't know the limitations of his strength." And then the next day, so that evening, um, Hercules and Antheperion are sitting by a tree and talking about how he's a freak, and not how he's a freak, but how he's just not normal, and kind of that teen adolescence that I think all kids feel. And he talks about how he he doesn't think he belongs here, that he belongs somewhere else. So he picks up a rock and skips it and sings, "I can go the distance." "I have often dreamed of a far off place where heroes welcome will be waiting for me." And he sings, "I can go the distance." He goes, and then kind of after his music montage, he goes and talks to his parents, and it's like, "Hercules, we need to tell you something." And they reveal to him that they kept the medal that was around his neck when they found him, and he says this was the symbol of the gods. And Hercules is like, "This is it. This is where I can go. This is where I can go. This is you see, if I can just go to the statue of Zeus, and he can tell me where I am, and he says, "You guys have been the best parents anyone could have." He hugs them, and then heads off to the to Mount Olympus.